He's in heaven.
Didn't say heaven, unless Allah's in heaven.
Allah does as He wills.
All right, so Allah willed to take a creature above creation to be with Him, making Him His partner. But if you're a creature, you can't be above creation. To be a creature means you're part of creation. If you're above creation, that means you're separate from creation. So either Jesus is separate from creation or He's part of creation. If He's part of creation, He can't be above creation with Allah. Make up your mind.
I'm telling you, Jesus is in heaven with Allah.
But the Quran didn't say He's in heaven.
We don't have a clear explanation. We just know that He's picked up.
Wow.
We don't have...
So your Quran is a book of confusion.
Specifics here, like you're talking about, oh, what is the location? Give me his latitude and longitude while you're at it. It's like you're this is still faith at the end of the day.
So you're basically telling the non-Muslims who are hearing your Quran is a book of confusion because no one knows what it means. So instead of guiding me, it's confusing me.
Well, that is it. That's exactly what Shamoun said. I'll be getting to me, and I think he's reasoning accurately over here. Beloved, I greet you again, and I welcome you to Lawson Media. My name is u.s.a Stephen, and you know for sure that whenever I get in my seat here, it's about we studying. How we get to me, we actually going to study about Islam, and we're going to answer certain questions. You see, we do not try our possible best to fight anybody, but rather we just reason with you as a Muslim. Okay, we just cite your verses in the Quran, we cite your ayahs and surahs and all that, and we cite your books, we make references to your books, okay, your scholars and all that, the assertions and all that, so that you can help us in reasoning over here. If we get in anything wrong, you can just drop it at the comment section and you help us with the correction. Or be get to me. If there is any information we're circulating over here and you think it doesn't go well with you, just put it down there at the comment section and help us to be aware of what we are doing wrong over here. And if in case you just want to debate, I'll be get to me, you want to debate, perhaps you want to debate us on certain topics, certain assertions over here, that's over here, or you want to just clear certain things, seriously, we can give you the air and you can talk. I'll be get to me and we can be exchanging stuffs with you over here. And we do not intend to just be falsely accusing you and all. No, we don't want to do that over here. We just want to be sincere and we just want to be going by exactly what is said, so that we cannot, we wouldn't be like we are presenting anecdotal stuffs over here. I'll be get to me. So this was a debate, okay, let me say a dialogue, okay, and it went on between Shamoun and a Muslim. It went on between Shamoun and a Muslim, okay. And I think on TikTok, when I found this video, the caption given over there is that a Muslim can't answer this question about Jesus in the Quran. And actually, we're going to see from the video if he indeed was able to answer certain questions Shamoun asked from the Quran, or he wasn't able, and that's exactly what will help us to know for sure the caption was true or it wasn't true. Shall we take a quick break and return? Okay, according to Shamoun asks this question: do you believe that Allah is above His creation, above the seven heavens? So this is the question he propounded. Do you believe that Allah is above His creation? That's exactly what the assertion of Muslims, that Allah is above His creation. You get that Allah isn't within any of the heavens. Muslims do believe in seven heavens. They talk of first heaven, second heaven, third heaven, fourth heaven, fifth heaven, sixth heaven, and also seventh heaven. Okay, and Allah must be above all these heavens, okay, because all these heavens are the creations of Allah. Therefore, Allah isn't within His creation. That's exactly what most Muslims will tell you, that Allah cannot live in His creation. Okay, Allah isn't like anybody. Okay, so I think the question is very much logical. Let's hear him out. What's his response?
You do believe Allah is above His creation then? Above the seven heavens?
So the Muslim also responded, Allah is above His creation. Let's hear him out and return.
above
Allah is
creation.
above His creation.
Well, if he indeed admitted that Allah is above his creation, it really mean Allah isn't within his creation. He doesn't live within his creation. Fine. So Shamoun proceeded by saying, read Surah Al-Imran, ayah 55. That's Quran chapter 3, verse number 55. Let's hear him out and return.
Can you read for me Surah Al-Imran, chapter 3, verse 55?
Shamoun said he should read Surah Al-Imran, ayah 55. Let's hear the Muslim reading this surah and ayah of the Quran.
When Allah said, "Oh Jesus, indeed I will take you and raise you to myself
Exactly.
and purify you."
Okay.
Well, according to the Muslim and according to what he read from the Quran was saying, Allah said, I will take you and raise you to myself. You see, I will take you and raise you to myself. Iz qala Allahu ya Isa inni mutawafika wa rafiuka ilayya. You see, Iz qala Allahu ya Isa inni mutawafika wa rafiuka ilayya. So according to the Quran, Allah said that I will take you and raise you to myself. This is exactly what the Quran is saying. But I always tell you that the term used in the Arabic, the term used in the Quran, that is the term translated take you, is mutawafika. And mutawafika doesn't just mean take you. It really means I will kill you. I will take your soul out of your body. I will let you die, then raise you up to myself. Raise you to myself, where I am. Where I am above the seven heavens, where I am above all creations, I am taking you up to myself over there. The key word over here is taking you up to myself. I hope you get to me. So after reading this, let's hear Shamoun out. What's his response to this reading the Muslim did?
Okay, myself, right? So Allah is going to take
There you
Jesus
go.
to who? Allah is taking Jesus to who?
So according to Shamoun, so Allah is taking Jesus to who? Allah is taking Jesus to who? Let's hear the Muslim out and return.
He picked him up.
The Muslim says Allah takes him to heaven. Listen, he's trying to escape from the argument Shamoun is trying to heap up over here. How we get to me? According to the reading he did, Allah was going to take Jesus and raise him to himself. Okay, I told you the term used over there is mutawafika. Mutawafika means I'm going to kill you. I'm going to take your life from you and I'm going to raise you to myself. Where I am, Allah is above the heavens, the seven heavens. Allah isn't in any of the creations he made, that is, any of the seven heavens. But rather, he is above the seven heavens. Meaning Allah is going to raise Jesus, take Jesus, and raise him up to himself in his abode, his exact abode, above all creation. How we get to me? Meaning he's making Jesus equal to himself. Because we all know for sure that we have to die and we have to wait for the day of judgment before anyone can be judged, and afterward the person can be casted into hellfire or the person will be taken to heaven where actually is the abode of God. But this isn't yet there, and Jesus is with Allah in his actual abode. Allah has taken him to himself. Allah has risen him to himself and he's with him in his throne, his abode, and he is above all creations. This really means that Jesus is God. How we get to mean? Well, and again, let's hear Shamoun out, okay? Let's hear him out. He says, but he says to myself, who is myself? Because the Muslim was trying to escape from the idea that Allah said, I'm going to take you and raise you to myself. He was trying to escape from this by saying, Allah takes him to heaven. Okay, Shamoun asks, but he says, to myself. Who is myself? Let's hear him out and return.
Yeah, but it says to myself. Who's myself?
Allah took him to heaven.
Did it say heaven or to myself? I'm reading the verse in front of my eyes. Allah, I will take you to myself. This is also in Surah An-Nisa.
The Muslim again repeated. Okay, the Muslim again repeated. Allah takes him to heaven. Allah takes him to heaven. Again, he's escaping from the argument Shamoun is trying to put across. Let's hear him out and return.
Allah took him to heaven.
Well, that's exactly what the Muslim said, but this isn't true. Okay, from the reading, we deduced that the Quran said that Allah said, Jesus, I will kill you. That is what is supposed to be used over there. I will kill you and raise you to myself. Okay, their translation goes like, I will take you and raise you to myself. The term used over there is mutawafika. In any of the places where mutawafika or tawafa is used, in any context, in any construction of the Quran, it tells of a person being put to death. Okay, or Allah taking a person's life. Allah's own way of taking a person's soul out of the body. Allah himself killing you. I hope we get to him. So the Quran says, is qala Allahu ya Isa inni mutawafika wa rafiuka ilayya. Okay, so I will kill you and raise you to myself. I will kill you and raise you to myself. That's exactly what the Quran says. Okay, so this Muslim is trying to just hide from the idea that Allah said he was going to raise him to himself, and he's putting heaven instead of to myself. Or because for it to be like he raised him to heaven, it would mean that he's in one of the creations of Allah and not the actual abode of Allah, because Muslims do claim those 7 heavens are all the creations of Allah and they aren't the actual abode of Allah. Okay, so if in case we admit that he was taken to one of the heavens, it really means that he is not with Allah, he's not at the place where Allah is. But the Quran do say that Allah raised him up to himself. So really, it really means where Allah is, that's the exact place where Jesus is. Allah is above the creation, and Allah is above all human beings. That's how he's made Jesus Christ. Jesus is above all creation, he's above all the heavens, he's above all human beings. Therefore, he is on the same category with Allah, or on the same standard with Allah. I'll be get to him. So, shall we proceed? Shall we proceed? Shamoun again. Shamoun says, I'm reading the verse in front of my eyes. I will take you to myself. It's also in Surah Al-Nisa, ayah 158. Okay, though he didn't add 158, but exactly when you read Quran chapter 4, verse 158, the Quran says that Bar Rafahullahu ilayya. You get the Bar Rafahullahu ilayya. The Quran says that Allah raised him up to himself. Allah raised him to himself. So it's actually, when you reading it out from context, within context, when you read Surah Al-Nisa, ayah 157, that's where the Quran reads, وَقَوْلِهِمْ إِنَّا قَتَلْنَا الْمَسِيحَ إِيسَى ابْنُ مَرْيَمَ رَسُولَ اللَّهِ وَمَا قَتَلُوهُ وَمَا صَلَبُوهُ وَلَكِنْ شُبِّهَ لَهُمْ. You get that? So the Quran says over here that Jesus Christ didn't die, he didn't kill him, nor did they crucify him. So it was made to appear to them, or to the Jews. Okay, it was made to appear so to them that he was the one on the cross, but he wasn't the one on the cross. Even most people says someone was substituted, okay, for Jesus Christ, and most says even the event didn't take place. That's what Yusuf Ali and co says. I'll be get to it. But so the 158 explains that he didn't actually die. He was not the one on the cross, but Allah just received him, or raised him to himself. I'll be get to him. So that's what Shamoun was referencing. Also, Surah Al-Nisa, ayah 158. I'll be get to him. So that's exactly what the Quran says. Okay, the Quran says Jesus is God. Okay, the Quran says Jesus is God. Well. Let's proceed. Again. Okay, let's listen to him on this portion. Then we proceed.
Did it say heaven or to myself? I'm reading the verse in front of my eyes. Allah, I will take you to myself. This is also in Surah An-Nisa.
Shamoun proceeds to ask, so a creator is above creation? Allah is a creator. Jesus was sent. That's the response of the Muslim. Well, let's first hear Shamoun out. He asked, so a creator is above creation? Let's hear him out.
Because Allah took him up there.
So a creature is above creation. A creature is above creation? A creature is above creation?
Well, that's a very nice question. It's a polite question as well. Okay, it's ostensible. Jesus, you claim to be a creator. Muslims do claim Jesus was created. Jesus is a created being. Thus, if Jesus was and is a created being, it would mean that he don't have to be in the same place with Allah. He don't have to be in the same abode with Allah. Okay, he don't have to be a compeer of Allah, because that's exactly what your Quran says, that Jesus is with Allah in his throne, in his abode. All we get with me. So if Jesus is a creature, how come he is with Allah in the exact abode he is? Is a creature above creation? What's the answer or the reply of the Muslim? Let's hear him out and return.
Allahu A'lam. Allah is the creator, Jesus was sent.
He says Allah is a creator, Jesus was sent. Allah is a creator, Jesus was sent. Well, this isn't what Shamoun is looking for over here. Shamoun keeps on asking. That's not what I'm asking. He is a creator. How can creator be above creation? To say he is above creation means he's separated from creation. That doesn't work. Let's hear him out and return.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
The Muslim says it says heaven. It says heaven, okay? But when you heard him reading, the Quran never said heaven, but rather it said the actual abode of Allah. All we get to him. So that's exactly what Shamoun said. That's his objection. And also, what is it? That's what the Muslim said, rather. And Shamoun said that it didn't say heaven. It didn't say heaven. The Muslim says Allah does what he wills. Okay, so Shamoun proceeds by asking, so Allah will to take a creature above creation to be with him, making him his a partner. But if you are a creature, you can't be above creation. To be a creature means you are part of creation. You are above creation means you are separated from creation. So either Jesus is separate from creation, or he is part of creation. If he is part of creation, he can't be above creation with Allah. Make up your mind. Okay, so this is exactly what he's telling the Muslim. Let's hear him out on this last video, and we return to hear the Muslim out on this last video as well.
If he's a creature, how can a creature be above creation? To say he's above creation means he's separate from creation. That doesn't work.
Well, that is it. That's exactly what Shamoun said. I'll be get to him, and I think he's reasoning accurately over here. I'll be get to him because Jesus, if in case is above the creation, if in case he's above creation, while Muslims do put that he was a creator or he was a created being, this makes it weird, okay? Because your own books do assert that Jesus is God. Okay, this indirectly saying that Jesus is God because he's in the same throne with Allah, he's in the same abode with Allah. Okay, this makes him God, and it doesn't make him a mere creature or a mere creation. I'll be get to me. So let's hear the Muslim out as well, and we return.
He's in heaven.
Didn't say heaven, unless Allah's in heaven.
Allah does as he wills.
All right, so Allah will to take a creature above creation to be with him, making him his partner. But if you're a creature, you can't be above creation. To be a creature means you're part of creation. If you're above creation, that means you're separate from creation. So either Jesus is separate from creation or he's part of creation. If he's part of creation, he can't be above creation with Allah. Make up your mind.
I'm telling you, Jesus is in heaven with Allah.
But the Quran didn't say he's in heaven.
We don't have a clear explanation. We just know that he's picked up.
Wow.
We don't have...
So your Quran is a book of confusion.
Specifics here, like you're talking about, what is the location? Give me his latitude and longitude while you're at it. It's like this is still faith at the end of the day.
So you're basically telling the non-Muslims who are hearing your Quran is a book of confusion because no one knows what it means. So instead of guiding me, it's confusing me.
So okay, that's exactly what the Muslim said. The Muslim says we don't have a clear explanation. We just know that he's picked up. So Shamoun says, meaning your Quran is a book of confusion. And again, so you are basically telling non-Muslims who are hearing that your Quran is a book of confusion because no one knows what it means. You see, so according to the Muslim, we don't have a clear explanation Okay, meaning when you read the Quran, you don't get clear explanation. Meaning you get confused when reading the Quran. What do the Quran mean that he was taken, he was raised to Allah? What do the Bible, the Quran say? The Quran mean by saying, Allah says, I will take you, Jesus, and I will raise you to myself. What does the Quran mean by that? He says the Quran do not reveal everything about this, and they don't have clear or ostensible explanation. And Shamoun says that then you really admitting and you are telling our addressees that your book is full of confusion. Well, that is the conclusion of the program. I think you can deduce by yourself. Just sit up and just be considering these stuff and in the Quran, and also the assertion this Muslim made and the assertion some Shamoun made, and draw your conclusion over there. Make sure to put your comment at the comment section. Make sure to help us with your subscriptions and your likes as well. May God richly bless. Shall we meet once again some other time? Bye bye.